Everybody good?
Yeah.
We out.
All right.
Living.
Ready? You're now tapped into. What kind of party is this? Episode 4. Damn, I'm like screaming, I feel.
Yeah, you're talking to an audience that isn't there, guy.
Tapped into episode 4. Yeah, for real. All right. Here we go. All right. You're now tapped into episode 4. What kind of party is this? We got a lot of guests today. We love it. We love it. A reoccurring guest, Alyssa.
Thank you.
A new guest, Amanda. A new guest, Kat.
Woo.
And the big host, Fresh Air.
Yep.
We here. How's everybody feeling?
We good. We good.
Feeling
Good? Everybody good? How's your mental?
Alright.
How's your mental? Start it up.
Start with me, bro.
1 to 10. No, we can start it with you. You know what you're doing. Yeah. Yeah.
Before, I was at an 8.2. I don't know.
Yeah, you were
What
at
was the
8.2.
last
Yep, 8.2 last
out of 10?
episode. Yeah,
Out
out
of
of 10.
10.
1 out of
Okay.
10 on your mentals.
10? Oh, out of 10?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know, girl, I'm on a 10. Out of 100, I'm in an 8.2, and I'm ready.
Out of 100? Golly.
No, I can't.
8.2 you were at last week. Where you at now? Still?
Give myself a 9. Did I say a 9?
No, you said 8.2
That's pretty
last
high.
time.
I said, yeah,
That's
I'll give
good.
myself a 9 right
That's
now.
good.
Oh, word. So what improved? What's the
Long
0.8?
time coming. I don't know. Honestly, cosmically, I think that there was a shift, and now I'm just good, you know?
Wow.
So
What
here
about-
I am. I don't know how to explain it in words that I understand, but I just know that there was a shift. So here I
Okay.
am.
I know, right?
In my full force. I feel good, so I feel really
that's
good. Like, especially better than last Sunday, so.
All right.
Dope.
I like
That's
it.
progress.
All right, Kat, 1 through 10. What's your mentals looking like?
I'm gonna give it an 8.
An 8.
You know, I'm really energized for the weekend, I think. You know, after a long week, I think that's always important. Like, obviously, good company really helps that, I think.
Okay.
I'm getting all red with that.
Word. Amanda, what's your mental?
Oh, okay,
1
I'm
through
gonna
10?
ruin the 8 streak. Oh.
No, keep it real.
No,
Keep it
to be
real.
honest,
Keep it real.
listen, it's been a rough week. It's been a rough
Okay.
week. So if I'm gonna have to say it like right now, out of 10, I'll give it a 7. I'll give it
Okay.
a 7.
What
We've
about,
been
like,
up
why
and
is it
down.
a 7? What's going on? What happened
You
this
know
week?
what? I don't like change, and there's
Cool.
been a lot of change this week. That's
I
like,
like
moving
that.
my life in just completely different direction right now, and that's scary.
It is
So,
scary.
taking that
Change
risk-
is crazy.
Yeah, it really is.
Word.
Are you
Yeah.
excited at least?
I'm excited. I'm
That's
excited.
good.
I was nervous,
It's good.
but yeah, we'll get into it. But yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
What about you,
So,
mental?
yeah.
1 through 10?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 8.3.
Ooh, one up
say
for you.
8.3.
She be.
What's the point,
Why?
girl? Tell me about it.
Well, I got a day shift position.
I thought she was gonna say a
And
day.
I've been working nights for a while now. And a bitch is tired, and I ain't gonna be tired no more. Hyped about it.
No more night shift. No more night shift. We love that. We love that.
Yeah, 8.3. Solid.
That's
We
good.
love sleep. We love
Yeah.
sleep.
So you hanging out? You hanging out now at night?
I'm hanging out. We gonna hang out.
Word. That's dope. I would say I'm still at a 9 point. I was at a 9.1 yesterday. Last week. I'm still at a 9.1. I'm coasting over here. My life is good, bro.
You gotta
I'm just
listen to
chilling.
that.
Yeah,
Oh,
That's all you
100%.
know.
That just bumped me up to a
That's
9.5. I'm good. I'm a 9.5.
Corny. She's right. She's right.
Nah, yeah, I'm definitely coasting right now. Life is good.
Good.
Word.
Word.
We in
We love it.
this.
We love it.
All right, so we got the special guest. Last time I seen Amanda, it was probably high school,
Yeah.
and completely different than what you are now. So
Yeah.
I want to go in depth of from the difference of when I saw you last to now.
Okay.
So last time I seen you, obviously you were athletic, doing your thing. Now you are in the gym, and I see you in competitions. Like, what changed from that time? I'm
Yeah.
sure a lot because it's been like 6 years.
Yeah.
So
It's
like
crazy. It's
describe
gone
that.
long.
Yeah, describe that change.
Yeah, that shift. So leaving like always an athlete, right? In high school was 3-sport varsity athlete. Loved being an athlete. Loved the discipline of it. Loved the suffering. Like it was my life, as you all know, because we were all athletes. And then moving forward, I decided to play softball at the Mount. Played 4 years of college softball, but around like my junior year, I was like, this is gonna end. Like there's gonna be a day I'm gonna have to hang up my cleats, and you guys know how that feels.
Yeah,
like
it's important to know that
so
though,
you guys
because once
don't know,
it gets,
like,
it's like, damn.
yeah, like when you put those basketball shoes away, like for
Yeah.
example, like your heart, a piece of you goes with that
For
because
sure.
like that's your identity for so
Yeah.
long,
Yeah.
and that's like your purpose. So I was like, no, I can't not have anything after that. So I always was fast, always like started picking up, lifting, but for the purpose of being an athlete, like to get
Yeah.
my, batting average up or whatever,
sure.
not for like aesthetics. So then I just started training harder and harder, and I found myself like leaving softball, like at college, leaving practice to like get hyped to go to the
Like
gym.
loving that more
Like
than
after
softball.
games, there was a shift that just happened that I was like, this is like more of my passion now. And so I competed for my first time, and then after that, like I fell in love with it. So my senior year I played in college, and then after that, like bodybuilding, I just like picked it up as my sport.
That's super
So
dope.
That's dope.
yeah, you know.
Fire. Tell me,
What is?
like,
Oh, go ahead.
sorry, no. I don't know anything about the bodybuilding
Okay.
world, but
Same.
you know, like
Literally same.
with basketball, you know, with baseball, there's a championship to get to.
Yeah.
There's a ranking system. You know, there's a good team, there's a bad team. How does that work in what you do?
Okay. So, the Super Bowl of all bodybuilding, the best of the best in the world, is Olympia. So to get there, you got to start at a regional show. You got to win top 5. If you get 1 or 2, then you're nationally qualified. Then once you're nationally qualified, you can go to nationals. Then nationals, which is what I just went to, which is hard to get to. Yeah.
Hey, time out. You got through all those levels? Good shit.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
So yeah, so I won my 3 overalls, and then I got nationally qualified. Because of COVID, had to qualify again. So I won another
Damn.
overall, whatever.
She
Yeah.
said I had to do this shit twice.
Yeah, I really did.
Damn, that sucks.
Wild.
But yeah, COVID, you know, it was scary too, because I'm like, what if it was just like luck the first time? Like I got in my head.
Yeah.
So then re-qualified, and then did like a warm-up show before, won that show, and then did nationals.
Damn.
So then after nationals, like right now, I'm gonna do nationals next year again. I gotta place 1 or 2 to get my pro card, and then go to a pro show. Once you win your pro show, you qualify for Olympia.
Oh my god.
That's a lot. That's crazy. That
There's
is
a lot of steps.
crazy.
There's a lot of
Yeah, it's a lot of steps.
So technically, like right now, let's say I do nationals next year, it's gonna be 2 shows to go to Olympia.
Damn.
So like by this time next year, I could literally like be in prep or getting ready.
And
for
your goal
Olympia.
is that you
So
want
is that what you
Olympia.
wanna do?
You about it? Yeah.
I want every step of the way to
Yeah.
get there.
Yes.
A lot of people are just like, yeah, I want my pro card. I will like never say that. If
Yeah.
that happens, and that's what God has for me, and I,
She
you know,
said I'm taking it.
That's
all the
fine.
way.
I want,
That is
yeah,
fine.
as far as we can take it, you know.
That is
yeah,
fine.
yeah, it's weird.
That's
That's
amazing.
what is like your routine like, especially with you being a teacher? Like,
Yeah.
is that like, does that cut anything back and forth? Like, you know, you gotta eat differently. You gotta, you know,
Yeah.
different things like that.
It's hard. I mean, right now I'm in my off season, so this is the time where I'm like eating a surplus of calories. Training is hard right now. Like I leave sore, and then, you know, obviously I still have work.
Yeah.
But in prep, it's a lot harder because I have fasted cardio. So like
Oh my
in the
God.
morning, I gotta get up in the morning, like 5 a.m. do my fasted cardio.
Have you seen the post?
Depending how long, depending how long the cardio is, then I gotta go to work. That's
my
the,
God.
that's
Yeah.
the energy to be with the
That's-
kids.
yeah.
I'm up and
For
down,
sure.
like I'm sore
Yeah, kids are different.
and depleted at
Kids
the
are
same
different.
time. You know, like I'm eating little to nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm teaching kids. And then after that, I have my training session. So I train for about, you know, anywhere from an hour to 2, depending on what muscle group I'm hitting. And then after that, sometimes I have a second session of cardio. So by the time I get home and then finish my 5 meals, like I sporadically have them, it's late, you know?
That's
Yeah, it's late. So I don't
That's
have
a
really
regimen.
time.
Yeah.
When I'm in a prep, I don't have time to like be social. So that's why I like
Word.
times like this is really important to me because
That's
I don't
dope.
have it year round.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane. Honestly, shout out to you because I went to the gym yesterday without eating a snack before and I almost passed out.
It is true. It is really true.
Was I
for
not
sure.
dying?
No,
I
for
was
sure.
dying. I was like, I need something to eat. Like, I was
Give me a Starburst. Give me a Starburst.
For real.
That's insane.
No, that is crazy. Even
Yeah.
is there any like days that you feel like I don't even like want to do this anymore? Is it just something that you're? It is.
Yes. Yeah. It didn't happen until like this last prep. That I like, obviously in like hard days of prep, you literally want to give up. Like you want to be like, forget this. I'm gonna eat what I want right now. I'm gonna not do my
Word.
cardio. Like you want that so
Yeah,
bad.
for sure.
But like that moment when you hit that, you know you're about to level up. Because
Word.
once you say no to that, then you just bring to a whole new
Yeah,
level. And then
that's
it's like
fire.
moving forward.
Preach.
So yeah, there's times that, especially now, like in my off season, I'm like, wow, like this is the turning point here. So like when I feel, and this is life, right?
Yeah.
When you are about to level up, you get the hardest challenges.
Yes.
Like you get the doubt like nobody before,
That's
like
fire.
every single time. So right now I'm like, and that's why this week was difficult and hard. I was making a shift. I changed coaches for my first time in 3 years.
shit.
So I was
Damn.
with that coach for 3 years. We became friends. Like
course,
you know,
of
Yeah,
course.
I've seen you guys on the gram.
yeah, like he became like my dad, like
Yeah.
my
That's
one of
fire.
my friends, and like love him to the day I die. Always will send clients his way, but I knew that I needed to just make a change in
Word.
regards to where I can see myself
Yeah,
going.
yeah, yeah.
And that's hard because there was nothing that was necessarily working wrong with him at all. And I love him as a person, I always will, but I just felt that a shift needed to be made. So yeah, it's an honor, honestly, that this coach wanted to take me on.
That's fire.
And so I'm excited for that journey.
Word. That is dope. Yeah. Is there, so like different coaches, what's like the difference? Like, you know, with basketball, you have different coaches, okay, different plays. What's like a difference in that? Because I feel like for that competition, you probably have to stick to, like, you know, eating things.
Yes.
Is that what the coach does? Like different lifting or different eating? Or?
So what my coach was doing, he gave me like a nutrition plan. So I followed it to a T, my 5 meals. Obviously in the off season I get a cheat meal like every week. But it depends on the coach. Like some coaching styles, they'll increase carbs. Some coaching styles, they'll, you know, push this type of training. Like there's all different variations of what you can do to get to the stage. So in regards to that, you know, I'm excited for this new coach.
Yeah.
That's fire.
I feel like
that you like. Yeah.
his experience is what excites me.
Who has he worked with, like, and compare them to like someone, you know,
basketball term,
like
In basketball?
talk basketball,
Yeah,
or talk,
like
you know, like
All right.
musicians.
Okay. So he, let's just say Olympia is like the Super Bowl, right?
Okay.
He coaches like 2 people that are very high up in Olympia, like just won Olympia this year.
So like Tom Brady.
dope.
So like Tom Brady,
Tom Brady.
yeah, like
Goat,
like Tom Brady's
Some
coach.
goats.
Okay.
Tom Brady's coach, like
word.
the guys of all guys are coached by him.
That's
That's crazy.
exciting.
So yeah,
That is exciting.
So yeah, it's really exciting.
That is
yeah.
dope.
What things come with? So what are you? You're a national champion, or are you a regional right now?
Regional right now, I placed top 5 in nationals.
What comes with that?
What do you mean?
Like, what kind of, like, do you come with like accolades and like Instagram or whatever? Like,
Clout?
what change?
Yeah,
what
I
kind of,
mean-
there you go.
Yeah. No, that's a good word to put it. Yeah. It's crazy because people follow your journey. Like
Yeah.
it's insane.
Yeah.
All of us. It's insane. Thanks, guys. Sure. I'm sweating now.
I've been sweating.
I just stopped from the push-up contest. Come on. No, but yeah, it comes with that. Like, it's weird to see myself in the spot where I'm at now, because I'll give you an example. Like, yesterday was my birthday, right? So I'm in the gym and I'm training, and I don't know anyone in this gym because I just recently went there, because I just do that. I don't like to stay in one place too long. Like, I'm a gypsy soul. I gotta go. Once people start trying to talk to me, I'm like, I gotta go. Like, this is my time.
I'm here
to
for
work.
yeah.
Like, this
I'm
is
not
my
here to
work.
socialize.
Please don't speak to
Get
me.
out my office.
Yeah, for real. I get like that, but it's not who I am at heart. But that's just how
No,
I am.
I get it. I get it.
So yesterday I'm in the gym, I'm training, and this girl I see like beelining for me. So I'm like, who is, like, do I know this girl? And my man's like training on the other side or whatever, and she comes out to me, she's like, it's your birthday today, right? And I was like, yeah. Like, I've never seen this girl from a hole. I'm like, yeah, today's my birthday. She's like, oh my God, happy birthday. She's like, I follow you on Instagram. She's like, this is the first time I've ever seen you. She's like, I just want to tell you I've been following you. I had no idea. Like, I've never seen this girl in my life. So I was like, oh, that was so sweet.
Yeah,
Like,
that's cool.
but it's things like
That is
that
cool.
that like you don't realize who is following you.
Yeah, no, for
and,
sure.
and like who is inspired by what you do, that you're just doing something that you love and you're passionate about. But like the
just
people
share
that
it.
are watching.
Yeah.
And that's like, some days I'm just like, I want to cut Instagram off. Like, I want to just delete it just for the purpose of focus, living my life, being present. Because sometimes it's good, but it could take away from your life. So like some days I'm just like, I just really want to delete this. And right before I go to do it, someone will DM me like, you have no idea what your story means to me. So like the Lord is telling me all that.
You're doing
Yeah.
this is what's
That's
meant
dope.
for you.
Yeah, so
You're
the
a
Lord is, but yeah, it's crazy. It's
Yeah,
crazy
that
to
is
think
dope.
that like you can touch anyone, and that's why you gotta like keep sharing your story to everybody.
That's
no
why,
matter who it
honestly,
is.
when Simone and I were talking about this podcast, that's kind of like what we said too. Like, even if we get one person to be like, "Yo, I didn't
Exactly.
see this perspective this way," or like even if they watch
Exactly.
you right now and be like, "Wow, I didn't see. I wanted to do that, and now I started that." Just that one person, like, that's dope. You know what I mean? Just to like hear, like, okay, I heard that. Let me try this now, or I heard that made me feel better, or anything like that. That's so dope. Super dope. So
When you live and do the things that make you happy, like,
yeah.
people see that.
agreed.
Yeah.
People
Agreed.
just literally just gravitate towards that.
Yeah. And even if it's not like they want to do powerlifting or bodybuilding,
But it's like
they
a love
see
for
you
something.
following
Yeah.
that,
Just loving
so-
what it is that you do
and you
being
pursuing
comfortable
it
with
and
the
making time for it, because obviously you're busy as a teacher, you have a commitment, and people will use that as an excuse to not do the things
my
that
God.
they want to do.
But here's
Oh, that's
the
me.
thing.
That's me.
But here's the thing, though.
Time out
But
for
here's the
that.
thing. Do they really want it, though?
Yeah.
Oh, for
Because
sure.
at the end
For
of the
sure.
day,
Do
For
you
sure.
want what you really want?
right, you could talk all you
All your
want and
shit,
say
yep.
you want something. At the end of the day, if you're not sacrificing absolutely anything in your power, in your way to get there, it's not a passion.
Right.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
It's a desire, but it's not a passion. You don't love it that much. You don't want it that much. So
Do you think it's not a passion, or do you think there's fear rooted in it?
There could be fear, but how scared am I? And I keep going.
It's the same question. Would you rather fail or would you rather try?
Yeah.
Because people do not like to fail. It's so true. People don't like to fail.
Why aren't you doing it?
They don't want to fail though. Like if failing keeps happening to someone, it really fucks people's mental health. I swear.
I think it's
I see that.
like there's so much around communication and the word you choose, like word choice, right? So saying like fail versus a fear, right? Oh, it's easier to be able to get over a fear versus maybe failure, and really the fear is the failure, right? But it's the way you actually discuss it.
Yeah.
Depends on what you think failure is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some people think
crazy.
that it's like just missing by a mark. For example, for me, I placed top 5 in nationals. I'll never forget this moment. I'm walking out. I have the huge trophy in my hand. I'm crying. I'm ripping through everyone. I'm crying. I just placed top 4 as a literally natural athlete that no one ever does. People are like this, oh man, congratulations. Like looking at my trophy, like, because only a certain amount of competitors leave that show. People travel from across the world to go there. I'm crying, and my coach looks me in the eye. He's like, "What's wrong?" My mom's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "I just lost." They're like, "You didn't just lose," but to me, I failed.
Yeah. That's
I
your
didn't get
perspective.
that top spot. That's what I came there for.
Word.
But most people don't see that as failure. So it really depends on what you think is failure.
No, for sure.
Perception.
For sure. Perspective is reality.
You and I, Kat, were here talking about this before. Just like everybody's path is different. Everybody's goals are different.
Oh, 100%.
Like failure looks different for everybody.
That's
so
true.
just comparing each other's stories just doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, comparing, like we talked about this before, comparing is just the worst thing you can do. Like I feel like comparing can be good to like to better yourself, but if you're comparing to like toxic wise, that's horrible.
Comparing to like,
you know, like if you fail or
better
or whatever.
worse. Like if your mood is dependent on what other people are doing, this is something that you.
But I feel like also like comparing, like if I'm in the gym and I want to like lift heavier, that can motivate me. Like comparing can motivate me. You know what I mean? But like I can't be like, if I don't hit it, like then I'm gonna be like, wow, that I fucked up. You know what I mean? I can't. You know that's bad. But I feel like comparing can be good, but overall you shouldn't like compare like, oh, I have to do this.
Amanda, how do you feel about that when you're in like competitions and stuff? Obviously there's that comparison against other people.
Yeah, you know what? It's interesting because in reality, it's all the judges panel judging me, right? So like, it's what they think looks best. It's what they think looks better on stage. So in reality, the sport that I do is comparison. But throughout the journey, you have to understand like, me looking at you and saying, all right, her delts might be bigger than mine, like maybe she's implanting more cardio, she'll be drier than me, like it's down to a science. I could compare all I want, that's not going to change my physique. It's only going to make me worse, because then my cortisol, which is your stress levels, go up, my water retention comes up. It's like everything is a science. So I have no choice but to be like, I'm not looking anywhere but forward. Like it doesn't matter who's on stage next to you, it doesn't, you know what I mean, you can compare me all you want, but at the end of the day, it's who's under those lights and who the judges think wins.
I feel like for something that you do, that's so important to have that mentality.
Yeah, you have to.
Because it can really fuck you up, especially, you know what I mean? Like if you're having, you said you have to deal with other people like saying something, so like.
A lot of people get busy in like what everyone else is doing. Like, oh, okay, she's doing like this much cardio, maybe I should. You can't, because at the end of the day, your journey is your journey.
Your journey,
And who's to say, you went this route, I went this route, we end up in the same place.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's who wins the show, and that's it. Like nothing, I can't control what you do. I can only control what I'm doing. So if I'm spending time and effort worrying about what you're doing, I'm not focused on bringing myself to that 100%. So.
That's a great mentality.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you need to have that mentality.
You cannot, because you'll rip yourself.
No, for sure. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Is there like, so when I think about what you do, and it's a judgment of your body. You talk about aesthetics and like having people just look at you, and then having to be so kind of like calculated about what you eat, what you do, your routine, and all of these things. And you've talked about mental health and everything. And I know you have this straightforward approach, and I understand that as an athlete, like you focusing, tunnel vision, right? You don't let other people get in your way. Is there other aspects of this that have influenced your mental health that have, made you question? And what were those things that have made you question, like, I don't want to do this anymore, or it's not worth it? And then you had to sit there and realize, like, no, this is what I want to do.
So, mental health, right?
And we can cut out anything.
No, I am an open book because at the end of the day, no one told me about mental health. No one told me it was okay to not be okay. And that's why I went through what I went through. That's why I didn't want to talk to anybody or tell anybody. So at the end of the day, I will always say real and raw what happened to me and how I experienced it, because I know that it can help somebody else. So you guys know in high school, like I literally was hospitalized for depression, anxiety, for self-harm, eating disorders.
In high school, even so, like you have these issues. To me, and personally me, I'm just speaking. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. I don't know anything.
You don't understand the magnitude.
I don't understand how that impacts you or the people around you or any of those things. But I understand that is something that you have been dealing with. For a while.
So that like happened, and then after that, like I picked up bodybuilding, which bodybuilding is wonderful, but it is a toll on your mental health the same way it is on physical, if not more. Because 90% of the game is mental, right? Like. Some days I doubt myself. I rip myself to shreds. Like, people think that bodybuilders are like these egotistical, like, oh, I think I look great. In reality, we're ripping more than the average person. Yeah. More than the average person. So it's just like, it's a mental toll that you just beat yourself up, especially if you're a perfectionist like I am. And you want to rush, right? Like, you want to be like looking your best all the time, and that's not the reality of life. So in regards to that, like, it's been hard. As far as like self-harm, I've been recovered for a while. Bodybuilding didn't bring any of that up. But eating disorders are very, very prevalent in bodybuilding. And so that was like kind of hard for me. It kind of saved me in a way though, because I explained it on a different podcast. Like when I was going through anorexia and starving myself, it was for the purpose of control. Like I wanted to control, I felt like I couldn't control anything else but what I was intaking, and it was just my outlet, right? So I was doing that, but when I picked up bodybuilding, I was finding like my performance wasn't as good. I couldn't train as hard, like I couldn't recover as well. And I realized like if I want that goal, I have to stop self-harming. Like I can't do it in that way. So I feel like bodybuilding is a way of self-harm, but in a more positive and helpful manner. You know what I mean? Like you love being sore. Like that feeling of being sore is awesome.
There's a positive outcome.
Exactly. So all of those things are still prevalent inside of me. They still live in me. Like you're not depressed one day and you're recovered. There's no such thing as pure recovery, because there's always going to be triggers that come up. There's always going to be feelings that come up and days that are just horrible. And that's life. Everyone has them. But I've been able to cope with them better, and because of bodybuilding, like I have to take care of myself. I can't function without doing that. And so that's what I've learned through it, honestly.
I want to cry.
For real.
Powerful.
That was powerful.
It's a lot in this little body.
Speaking of little body, hashtag mini beast. Tell me about because where did that come from?
My friend, it's so funny. The first person that I saw that was a competitor, her name is Megan. I love her to death. We become very close, but she started calling me that. Like for my first show, she's like, "Oh my god, mini beast," because I'm so tiny or whatever. But like I go ape shit in the gym. Like I'm this 5'2" like little girl, and like grown men are like, "Yo, did you see that?" Like she just picked that up. I'm confused.
Can I tell you? Wait. Amanda, I'm so glad I'm getting the opportunity to fucking tell you this shit. She's been holding it down. She's been holding the crunch once. Oh my god. And it was like the first time back in the gym after me being a lazy sack of shit for 2 years. This bitch is on the Smith machine that I need to go to. I'm walking over there and I'm like, Amanda and her team, and she's lifting like 150 fucking pounds. And I'm like, you know what?
That's her warm up.
My workout is fucking done today. I'm not doing this. I'm not having a conversation. I'm gonna go exercise my jaw with DJ and leave. Because Amanda was on this fucking pit.
Oh my god.
I can't.
So funny.
I did. I left that gym that day. I'm so sorry. I went back and you just weren't there.
Leaves the building. Like I'm the reason people go to the gym. And I'm the people that leave the gym.
No, it's really sad though. It's really sad sometimes because it's just like, oh my god, did I don't mean to, but I just scare that person away. Like I just go to the depths of hell. Like I really like.
Girl, that's what it was. I'm like, you know what? I don't even want to be here. I don't even want to be
What's the
here.
reason I'm here right now? There ain't no reason for
What
that.
is life? Why am I here? I feel like that sometimes though, for real. And I'm just like, but it's because I'm just so like zoned in. Like, I really go to a different place.
Yeah,
sometimes it's so funny. The amount of times I jump in a gym, like my man will come over and be like, babe, and I'm like, yo. He's like, why are you jumping? I'm like, I was in the depths of hell. So you scared me. I thought you were the devil himself. Like I got scared. So you really just go to that place, and then some people are like, "What is good with this girl? Like, someone get her a pump or something." It's all love. It's all.
I'm so weak.
Were you ever worried about like when you picked up powerlifting, bodybuilding,
Yeah.
like in the beginning, were you worried about like how people would perceive you, like if they were to judge you, or like even like your family, like what would they would think?
Yeah, it's so funny because when I first picked it up, like my mom. Here's the thing about bodybuilding: no one really gets it, unless you're like,
unless
I
you
still
go.
don't get it.
Yeah. No, it's hard, and I thought I was like, yeah, I understand until I got to a show and I did it, and I was like, okay, this is not what I thought it was. This is 10 times the amount of effort and discipline that I ever thought it was to begin with. So my mom's like, yeah, what are you gonna do? Like, like my dad's like, how's it gonna go? And I didn't know until I experienced it. So, like, they did judge me in the beginning. They did, like, want to know what my purpose was. Like, here I am, and I'm like, you literally could fit my suit, my posing suit, in, like, a Ziploc bag, and I'm going naked on stage in front of hundreds of people.
Yeah.
So, like, obviously my dad was like, well, what's that about? But, yeah, I mean, they judged me at first, but, like, as I've continued to go and they see my passion, they see my success in it, they've been like, I support this. Like, now my mom, like, wears the T-shirt. Like, she's, like,
so dope.
the stage mom. Like, it's awesome.
We were talking about last week, like how like support is so important.
Oh my
like,
God, yes.
Like some people don't have it, and you got to do what you got to do. But when you have it, it really makes a huge difference
really
in
does.
anything you're doing.
It really
Even
does.
back to, like, have you ever had to deal with people who have this stigma outside of your family and friends? Like,
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people get hate. I'm not at that point yet, I guess. I did get that. There was this video, right, that I posted of me rowing 150-pound dumbbells, and my coach posted. My coach posted it. Yo, I'm still sweating from the push-up. I need to shoot. I can't breathe. I don't know what we're saying now. Yo, let me bring you one. Oh, my coach. Okay. So my coach posted the video.
Yeah.
He has more followers than I do, like more males that are like, all about lifting and training and like, yo, we're so cool.
Definitely watching every move that you do.
Yeah. So he posted that. The amount of hate I got on that post. I like. At first, that was the first time it's ever happened to me. Because here I am thinking I'm like this like little nobody, nobody's watching me. Then he posts that. It got reposted on like this huge account.
Oh.
In a good way.
Oh,
but then here I am getting ripped literally hundreds of comments of just dudes like, oh, she's not even doing like proper form. Like, I can't believe you let your coach do that. Like, tell you to do that. First of all, I'm a grown woman.
Right.
If he tells me to do something, I don't think I could do it, or I'm not gonna do it. Like, it was my choice to do it, and I did it. So don't blame it on him.
Yeah.
But just ripping me, and I was like, wow. But then I'm like, my coach specifically put it to me, the fact that if you're somebody who's anybody, you're gonna get hate.
You're gonna get hate, regardless
And
of what you do.
he said to me, you should take it as a compliment, because people are watching you to try to criticize you because they're not at that level.
Yeah.
So like, if you have someone who's being, you're getting positive stuff all the time, you're really not rising above. Because like the top Olympians, you should see their Instagram comments.
sure.
Like,
For sure.
I see some stuff. I'm like, honestly, if I ever get to that level, that's gonna be hard for me at
for
first,
sure.
To, like,
because
turn the other
that
cheek.
hurts.
No, for sure. Human beings, that hurts.
Yeah.
Like humans.
So anyone who's anybody is gonna get hate, and like that was the first time I experienced it. But after like the first 10 minutes of being like, oh my god, like these people are ripping me, I'm like, these are grown men that are emasculated by me. How much of me is gonna be embarrassed?
Science, motherfucker.
I'm sorry that I really ruined Peter's day today. Like this 45-year-old man.
sorry.
Peter, listen, Peter, leave Peter alone. But yeah, so people have that. That was the first experience that I had with it. Other than that, it's been pretty positive and stuff like that. But I do get like double takes sometimes, and like there have been like the worst is like when I go to the dumbbell rack and I go to like grab something and I see sometimes I get good stares, right? Like the wow, and then I get like the head nod, which is like respectful and nice.
Yeah.
Or like the okay, like go ahead. Like, oh, you're using this here. I'm not using it anymore here. Like I get that too, but then I get the like like the disgusted, like grotesque look. And a part of me in the beginning was like, maybe I'm losing my femininity, and that's a huge thing is like gender roles in bodybuilding, right? Like how far are you taking it before it's like too much, and who's saying it's too much, you know? So that's like a big controversy that's back and forth. But in the beginning, I was like, those stares did make me feel like, okay, like maybe I should, dial myself down. And then I'm like, this is who I am.
If I just do what you do.
This is who I am, and at the end of the day, if I could stop it, I could try to stop it as much as I want. But like, I'm always gonna love this. So who cares what he's thinking? Like, and now someone looks at me with gross, and I'm like,
what to do?
I'm like, you know what? I was gonna grab the 150s. Let me go out. So now it's like more of a. It's true. Like haters become your motivators because you're like, woo. Now I really want to do it up. You know?
I really fucking love to hear that shit. I really fucking
that is such a mentality is so important.
It is. I would sit here and tell you, like, look, I was one of them niggas. I was a non-believer, motherfucker. But you know what? It is. It's like your consistency, your motivation, your ambition, and the fact that you didn't steer away from anybody.
Yeah, that's so true.
That's what brings people on.
True.
You know, people are so, like we talked about, like, not quick to adjust to something that they don't understand. They're so quick to attach to whatever they've heard about it that is negative. You know, and it's just, I see how, remember back in basketball, bro, it was never like I never thought it was competition between you, but you always challenged me. You always fucking kept me on my toes. And that is just one thing that I see that you've carried on throughout your adulthood and everything. And it's amazing how it has, like, helped you and
it's a drive. You brought it to a positive.
Yeah, bro. And it's fucking.
I'm gonna cry. Come on.
No, but it's fucking inspiring. Fucking inspiring. Keep doing what you're doing. And, you know, do
it is dope. And last week too, we talked about it with Justin. Was basically saying like, if someone commented on the podcast, like, "Oh, I don't fuck with your podcast. You guys are stupid." Like, are we gonna stop?
Well, suck my dick, bitch.
Exactly. So it's just like, why would I stop something I want to do because of you? Like, that's not gonna happen. That's that mentality you need to have, especially in your, you know, like, if you had that, you would have not been doing this anymore. You know what I mean?
It's
like, just because of someone.
It's passion, right? Like, I'm not gonna stop because I love it. And then it's like you were talking about before, that one person, right? Like, if you affect, and that's what I say all the time to myself, and that's why I continue to post, because there's always that person that reaches out to me. You know what I mean? Some days it's like 15. Some days I see like 25 people sharing my post to other people, and I know it's going somewhere. And then it's spreading. So it's like, if I have that one person that follows me and they see my post, and that's the reason they went to the gym that day. That's the reason, like, they didn't self-harm again. Like, that's, if it's that one person,
that's all it takes.
then I will have done my job.
For sure.
I will have inspired that one person, and then it's going to keep going somewhere else.
I agree.
So at the end of the day, why are you going to stop something you love doing? You know, just because one person doesn't care.
Well, I really hope you send this podcast to Peter.
Peter!
Listen, Peter, you've been giving me looks, Peter. I'm really done with it, Peter. Done with your shit.
That's funny.
Oh my god.
Alright, so let's switch it up. Let's get to some Would You Rathers. Let me pull out the Would You Rathers. We're going to get into this segment. Let's get it. Let's see what we're working with today. Let's see. I should have pulled it up before. You would have thought I would, right?
It's alright. Background music.
We were talking. We were here.
All right.
I can also edit
all the way
so
down. Let's think. We can do that.
Cool.
And now you have to.
Right.
And then you put it in like, I can also edit.
Wasting everybody's time per usual.
All right. So what we do, I'm gonna ask the question. We're all gonna give our answers, and then we're gonna say why we had our answer.
All right.
So like, if I, you know, just say your answer first. Would you rather lose your sight or lose your memories?
Look, I'm gonna choose to go blind every single fucking time.
Yeah.
Just like Etta James said, I'd rather go blind, motherfucker, than to see you leave with that nigga. I would rather go blind.
What do you think? What do you say?
I would say sight.
What about you?
I would say the same, yeah.
Sight?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sight?
Memories are literally like the most important. Like, I seriously think like the most important thing. Like, even like seeing people that like lose their memory like throughout life and they get older. Like, it's like, oh my god. Like, it's just. It's heartbreaking, like, to see that happen, and because it's like that, it's so much of your worth is in your memories, you know, like
it's who you are.
Yeah,
it's your identity.
Yeah.
Yep.
So definitely sight.
Crazy.
I'm over
too.
here thinking because I think I pick memories, to be honest.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I could honestly.
But what
I can
if
see the
flop?
sight. I can see it. Like I can understand why you say sight because like you know you can still think of everything. But if you say memories, it's like. I can still create more things in my life. Like I obviously can do things if I can't see, but to me, like being able to see, I just feel like it's something that I can still live presently. Like I don't have to keep thinking about the past. Memories are just the past. The sight is more living in the future, living in the present.
But what if you don't live the same life with the same memories?
I wouldn't know my memories though.
That's facts. I
guess so.
talking about a constant state of presence.
I'm being
Like if you
present.
lost it now.
If I lost my memories and I still had my sight, I can still be present in what I'm doing.
Move
I
But
forward.
if I didn't have my sight and I had only my memories, my life would be different in the present, and I would still just think about everything
Like
else.
just said, we have attachment issues.
No, it's not a wrong or right answer, but to me, I just think
He
I'd
doesn't want
rather
to lose
live
you,
my-
bro. He said that. He said that.
Yeah.
I heard it.
Because you were present in that moment, but that moment's never going to mean anything to you.
Yeah, but I'm still present in that moment. What is a
That's
memory?
facts,
A
and it
memory
means
is
something to
literally
other
just a
people.
thought.
To other
I get
people, yeah.
memories are so important. I'm not disagreeing on that, but I'm just saying like, if all I can think about is wow, I did that back in the day. I did that back in the day. I did that back in the day. I did that. I did that.
Well, I mean, I don't know if that, like, we have our memories or our sight. So I have memory, right? And then I can refer to the past because, you know, like, that's nice. That's cool. That's a cool thing. If I have my sight, like, there are other ways that I can navigate. Like, I don't
No, I
need
get
my
that. I'm not
sight. You know
saying
what I mean?
sight
So
is
then I
everything.
still preserve the past, but I'm still able to live presently and move forward. I'm just not able to see it.
I'd
But
want
you're
to see
still,
it.
but you're still able to experience it. You just.
No, I get that, but to me, I don't know. I can understand what you guys
No,
are
I'm
saying.
not saying you're wrong. I'm just trying to.
You always gotta go
why
against
I'm
the
right.
crowd.
I got to. I had to because
It's
I
just
just
his
had to. I
You
just
guys
had
notice
to.
that?
I think it's an
Interesting.
interesting
What?
perspective though, because when I came to the question, I said, oh my God, if I don't have my memories, then I'm not going to understand the things that I do the way I do, right?
Yeah.
And like all
I
those
feel like
times-
memories though is more just like experiences, not more just like
Yeah,
my
but you learn
family.
from
I know
your
my family. I
experience.
know.
Yeah, so that's
I
how
think
I
that's
took
what
the
she-
question.
I get that.
So that's where like I was coming from is like I think I'd lose who I was if I didn't have all these memories that brought me to
See, I
this
understand
this
it
point.
all over.
I get it too. Right? Would you rather?
know what to pick.
All right, can
Yeah.
I change up the question? Because I feel like the question that I've usually heard with that is, would you rather lose your sight or your hearing?
Lose it.
Again, I think I would just say sight. I don't need the shit.
So
I don't
no.
need to see.
You're musical though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Smack you dumb hard.
Conversation.
So I always looked at that question as, oh, I would prefer losing my sight. And then my grandma, she had Alzheimer's and she also lost her hearing. And my mom said, she's like, your grandma's living in a world alone. She can't hear anybody. She can't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
She's sitting at a table by herself with all of us here.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I was like, whew.
Yeah.
That is, yeah, that hurts.
Yeah, it's too
That's-
deep.
Hold on,
Next question.
And I was like, oh my God, you know?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's hard. I didn't even
That's
think about that. Now I'm thinking about
Right?
how
I'm like, I'd go blind. I don't want to be
Yeah,
alone
I think
like
I would
that.
go blind though, because I would like to hear everything around
You can
me.
touch.
Yeah.
You can
I can
hear.
hear.
Yeah.
But
I
you
can
can
hear.
still be within the gathering even though you can't see it.
Yeah.
You can speak to people.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
lose your
Sight
hearing,
is
you
silence.
lose
It's
communication.
communication, exactly.
Yeah.
For sure.
Hear.
Yeah,
I'd
but
rather
it
lose my
lessens
sight.
the amount of people.
That's
How many
true. That's
people
true.
you're walking in shop right know sign language?
sure
which
should
it
don't.
Yeah,
shouldn't
you-
be like that.
Yeah.
But
Sure,
Yeah.
shit don't.
Word.
I
Mike's
remember.
mom does.
My
I
mom
wanna learn
does
really
know.
bad.
My mom does sign
Really?
language, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get lessons from her.
Yeah, no,
remember,
she gives lessons.
I know.
actually wanna-
I really want to learn.
Yeah.
All right, next question. Let's figure this out. All right, would you rather take back anything you say, or would you rather hear any conversation that's about you?
Take back what you say.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck.
Who
what
cares
other
what people are saying?
Yeah,
But
we can
sometimes
I
his
guess that
mouth
was-
could be lethal. Let me just take that back. Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
All right,
that
I
for
think we
sure.
all agree on that.
Yeah.
I
So
agree.
we're all have fresh mouths.
Yeah, because fuck Peter.
Peter, I take it back. I'm taking it back. Be the title of this episode.
Peter. All the other Peters that watch.
All the Peters who follow me like, hey, was that about me? I'm sorry, I looked at you that
I know
way.
82 Peters. It's just the one.
Right?
All right, next question. Carry on.
I'm sweating again.
All right. I've literally been sweating. Like underneath too, I'm sweating. I swear.
It's fine.
It's
All
good.
right.
It's good.
It's
camera
fine.
makeup.
I'm telling you, it's the cooking lights. Like, why? I'm a whole rotisserie chicken right now.
It's for the reptiles. Keep them warm.
All right. Would you rather detect every lie that you hear or get away with every lie you tell?
Who's talking shit?
It's the TV.
We're hearing things we should have just typed.
What I like to get away with. Do I need to lie?
I would say detect lies.
I 100%.
I would say detect lies
I'm
because
saying
I
detect
mean
lies.
I don't lie very often.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I lie very often, and,
And
if
when I do, nobody knows.
Nah, Mike's serious. Alyssa, how you feel about that?
Damn. Answer wisely. Answer wisely.
Nah, I feel like honestly though, if I'm talking to you and you're like, nah, I was just doing this, and it's just like a red light goes, no, they weren't doing that.
Like a lot of ding 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 ding.
Yeah.
Oh, word.
Because you get the intuition, but then your heart
For
wants
sure.
to ignore what
No,
your
no,
mind is
yeah,
saying.
100%.
Like you see the red flag before it's there, but you're like, I'm gonna just ignore it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's okay. It's not really happening.
Yeah.
So if you heard like no, ding ding, really
Yeah.
like you would
know.
be able to
Yeah.
like cut
That'd
it.
be, and
actually.
obviously, there's like little white lies too. It'd be funny just to hear like people's white lies. Like, no, I just went to McDonald's. They went to Burger King.
Yeah, right,
Did you?
But you were gonna judge me because I went to McDonald's.
Whole last waffle in your mouth. Nigga, why you lying?
Their
Yeah.
fries are better. That's why.
All right, so we all agree on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather hear a comforting lie or an uncomfortable truth?
Yeah, an uncomfortable truth.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable truth.
I think to me it depends on the situation.
I was gonna say it's very situational.
Because like if no, because sometimes I need to hear a lie. I need to hear a lie
you're right.
sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't ever need
You know
to
what?
hear-
I
don't
see that.
ever
I
need
see
to
that.
hear a
It's
nigga
all
lie to me, 'cause I already
situational.
know what's going
No,
on.
because
right now.
Yeah.
no. So there's sometimes I need the truth, but there's like just sometimes we're just like, bro, I don't want to hear all the extra shit. Just tell me a lie.
I don't need the extra shit. I just
keep me
don't
going.
tell
No,
me
no,
a
but
lie.
when the truth is the extra shit sometimes.
No.
Just tell me a lie.
The
I don't
truth
wanna
is
hear
never
all that.
extra. The truth is the truth.
No,
The
no,
tr-
no, the
all
truth is
the
the truth,
stuff
but it
about
can be
why
extra.
you did the truth is the extra shit.
But
the
maybe
truth
it
is
can
the
be
truth.
like delayed, you know?
Give me an
like,
example then.
I don't know, like
I'm trying to think of an example, and I don't know, but I'm just saying like there is
We can edit
situations.
if you
I
want
got an
time to
example.
think.
I think.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So at my show, right, I placed 4th in prejudging, which is like the before, right? And they say, quote unquote, that they rejudge for finals. So in my head, like, they place you in a lineup. They don't tell you like, oh, you're 4th place in the morning. They have to wait for the night show. But judging by your lineup, you know where you stand. So technically, I went in the 4th spot, right? So then I come off stage, I'm all mad. My mom is like, there's still time for finals. Like, it's okay, there's still time. In my head, I know they're not rejudging
the
me.
lie?
So, like, yeah, that's the lie. Like, you'll be fine. You can, like, you know, don't be upset now. It's not over yet. It's not, that was a lie. It was over. We all knew it was over. But they're trying to give me that comforting lie, so they don't see my head
I
fall,
see,
and
I
then,
see.
you know. So
that what you're
sometimes,
Yeah, it's situation. That's what I said. It's situation.
I don't need a fucking comforting lie. You don't have to sit here and comfort the fuck out of me. I know I did bad in this game. It's fine. I will get it gone the next time. If you can come to me and tell me
that's how I am too.
I
you
guess.
did not have your head in it today.
I
Sometime
agree.
next
No,
time.
sometimes I
Give
need
me
to hear
an
the
extra
truth.
lie.
No,
but not all
majority of the
me.
time I need to hear
Sometimes
the
that
truth.
shit makes you feel worse. Like when like you know you didn't do that,
Yes.
you're like no, it's
You
okay.
get mad.
You're like,
Yeah.
You get mad.
Yeah, don't fucking lie to me.
People
Yeah.
are like, yo, no, you were.
yeah.
Suck my ass.
Yeah.
Don't
Right,
really
right.
have good.
Yeah.
You know, like get.
I'd rather you just be silent.
You know what,
Like,
though?
don't talk
Just
to me.
like, yeah,
You know
exactly.
what?
Let me vent. If you have nothing
Yeah.
to say, that's
Yeah.
fine. Like
Right.
I did bad today, and I know I did bad. I know I could do better. Like
Yeah,
You know what's
fine.
beautiful
That's
about
an
that
okay thing.
is we all have this outlook because we're all hardcore athletes, or were at one point. Like if it was a group of like,
Look at this guy over here.
I'm gonna head out.
I'm gonna head out. You're done. You're done.
Coach is looking down like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, that's the clip right there. Just Simone doing this.
Can that be like
The highlight video.
I forget what we were saying.
Yeah, right. Simone, you just completely got everything and said it.
The fact that we all let her do it too. Look, like we were
Alright.
like she's really moving like this right now.
you know what? Because you guys let me do this, get away from it for too long.
Alright, so next question.
Okay.
Alright, we'll do the last one and then we'll go next segment.
Okay.
Next one is, would you rather speak all languages or be able to communicate with animals?
Speak all
Languages, yeah.
I pick animals.
What did I say last time? I don't remember.
I definitely.
People can do things for me. Animals can't. I'm sorry. I need to speak
Yeah.
all languages.
So everybody, okay. So my explanation.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go. Going against the crowd.
No. This is my answer. This is I was the
This is
first
a
one.
Mikeism.
Sure. My first, like, anyone can speak
12,
any
19.
language. Anyone can speak every language. That's an ability to learn. No one can learn to communicate with all animals. Imagine being able to speak. I'm one of one. There's
I know. What if you're
else.
immersed in like a jungle for mad long and you
Does
have
not
to?
everybody
No.
get the choice to both pick from diverse lingualness and speaking to animals?
What?
Or is it just like limited to us?
What do you mean?
Like everyone.
In the world where
Everyone
you
or
can
just
speak
you?
to
You
animals,
specifically
does
are
everybody
the
have
only
the
person.
option?
No, it's this world right now.
No, but like you are the only person that can speak to animals in the
Yes.
whole world.
Yes.
I
That's
thought
the
Tommy
question.
Bahama
Right
or
now,
whatever
in
the
this
fuck
you
life,
would be
okay.
Tiger King.
That's what I'm saying.
You would be rich.
I would be one of one. What if
They
I
would
can
all be
speak
paying
every-
him like, yo, let me talk to my dad,
If
my
I-
dog.
if
Let me talk to my dog real quick.
my
I've been trying to get him to stop shitting on my bed. But he
I'm
won't
the
stop shitting on my
but I
bed.
can speak to every. Imagine seeing like a deer on the road, like bro, just go over there, you're gonna get hit. Little shit. I'm giving you examples. No, I'm telling you, if I can communicate with animals,
No, little guy,
Y'all-
you gotta move. You gotta go
y'all
quicker.
don't even know.
This is a street.
Bro, I be training my dogs like, nah, bro, you just gotta go to bed right now. Like, just go sit down, go
Mike
lay
just
down
wants
real
to
quick.
not yell at his
Bro,
Reason with that.
anyone can like in this world.
Riley, please. He's tired.
I know.
Bro, I can
said
speak to
enough.
all languages.
Is that trainer you got not working?
Every animal you come across, I can communicate with.
No.
I can be like, yo, what's going on? Like, nah, don't do
Tell me
this.
about your day.
You would be rich because people really
I-
love their animals.
And everyone,
That's true.
literally anyone can be like, yo, I want to learn Spanish. I'm gonna go take 3 years out of my life and learn Spanish. You can do that. I cannot take 3 years out of my life and communicate with all animals.
Hmm.
I'd be one of one.
I'm picturing you
All right,
on
you
the
know what?
side of the
Honestly,
road
yeah.
having a conversation like, y'all, this
With a
is a
raccoon.
highway.
Yeah.
Don't go across
I,
here.
I can,
see the
that's
white
such
line,
a, like
go the
a
other way.
unique
Little
trick.
classes.
Michael's gonna open up a school for wildlife.
you would listen.
If I could talk to animals,
You'd be a
that would be
millionaire.
my life.
Yeah.
That would I would enjoy it.
would be a
I could
millionaire.
talk to animals. They could communicate back with me. I can communicate with them. That's crazy. Why would I? What am I gonna do with learning mad different languages?
you
I
got
don't
me.
want
You
to
could
travel
also
the world
be,
to
you
do
could
that.
also be very rich if you learn. every
Yes,
single
I get
language.
that, but rich and being able to communicate with animals.
He'd be like Moses' ark. He would have the whole.
Honestly, I feel like they kind of are just like they
No,
go
no,
hand in
no.
hand.
That's like life. Like money, life, like I can communicate with animals.
Okay, yeah,
I would wake up next to
Other
a deer in my
species.
bedroom, like, what's this guy doing? He's like, yo, you need to please.
That's my guy. He was hurting last night. I needed to help my man.
He was out last night. He had
And
to
you just hear him like saying some shit to me. I'm like, nah, bro, you good, you good. To her, she's just like,
I hear him like blowing in the bathroom.
It's on that cow.
y'all sleeping on the animals.
Nah,
I
I
can
still
understand
say
that you can
languages.
talk all languages, great. You can communicate. But if I can talk my English and I can still talk people,
Honestly, you got me, bro. Because English is like the king's language anyway.
I
So
mean,
everybody
it's-
gotta
you know
learn
what I mean?
English. Nobody
Now-
gotta learn English people don't gotta learn other people things,
That's what I'm
which is
saying.
very unfortunate,
it
but a
is.
thing. So.
It is.
I hate when I travel and I can't like.
I get that, but I don't travel
Yeah.
often enough to be like
Yeah.
that affects my life like that.
He
if I
just, he
travel
just chills
though,
with his
then yes.
animals.
I be just chilling with my
Yeah, he
animals.
He doesn't
I
need
will.
people.
I don't need people.
I'm so weak. Oh my
Nonverbal
God.
communication is like very crazy. Like I've
Yeah.
sat with people in other countries and like we'll laugh about the same things, but we
Aw,
don't speak the same
that's so
language. at
cute.
all.
Communication is key.
I think it's-
If the
Yeah,
question
it's so
was
cute.
talk to animals and not know English, I would pick English. But like, if I could still know I can still talk to you guys and live my same life, but
I don't
also
know.
talk to animals. What?
I feel like, I don't know. That's
fine.
hard. That's
How
hard.
is that hard?
I remember when we were in
Mike
Italy.
sold me.
No, we were in Italy
Take me
and
to
we
the
had to
animal
go
farm.
ask we needed more towels and I went down to like the concierge like at the front and I was like, more towels? And he was like, and I was like,
And you were trying to act it out.
I was like, twice? And he's like,
You know what I
And
would
I was
do?
like-
I would go to the local dog and be like, yo, where they got the towels at? I win. The dog would be like, nah, bro, it's over there. They keep them in the closet over there. I will walk there.
What if the dog speaks Italian?
man.
Ooh.
No, but he can speak
that's
to
not-
animals.
Oh,
It's not.
Speaking animals,
Yeah,
a
but
whole
you
different
can still-
language.
But if you speak to animals, you got to speak to them in a language. No.
Yes, we're communicating. I'm the only one that can communicate. No matter what we're
Oh.
communicating, how we're communicating. I can-
Okay, well then, if that's the logic, then I can talk to my dog.
But your dog doesn't talk back.
It does.
No.
It does.
It does not tell you. I need to go do this right
Well,
now.
how does it tell you I need to go do this? Is it in English?
Body language.
Body language doesn't communicate
You
with
can
you.
tell body
So
language
communicate.
as a person
Go
who
communicate with a
doesn't-
shark right now. for
I
me, please.
communicate with Scout, and
Thank
that's
you.
all
No,
I
no,
should
go communicate with a shark.
I don't have
I can do
experience
that.
with sharks.
Thank you.
As soon as I spend some time
Like
with
he actually has a power
Yo,
right
can
now.
we get this on the podcast though? The whole night?
I'm salty. I don't. Why would you not want to? Like, no one in the world can do
I'm just
that. Why
playing
would you
devil's
not want to be
advocate,
one on one?
Michael.
One of one.
All
I see your side.
No, sharks. Like, hey, don't
I'm
eat
literally
me, just
one of
swim
one.
it.
If you can speak all different, I'm sure there's one other person, two other people that can speak all languages or mad languages. You'd just be like another one of them.
All right,
Or like if you knew mad
But-
languages and you lived your
But
life.
you're thinking about like on like the global aspect.
That's exactly
right?
what I'm thinking.
But like Kat, for instance, she goes mad places. So for her, that's
For
more
sure,
valuable.
that's your
to
answer.
her.
My answer
I
is
can't-
animals.
Okay, wait. Can I ask you? So, if a bunch of people could speak to animals,
That's different. I'm
do you
not
not
one of one.
want to?
No, then I
It's
would speak
really
all languages,
just-
100%. But if
it's
I'm one of
different. Okay.
one, I am a unique human being that can
that?
talk to animals.
what's that number? So, if you're one of two, you're like,
No, one of two, I'm still doing it. One of two, I'm still doing
Where's
it.
your Kat?
What's the
Yeah,
cap?
how many people is too many people?
Yeah.
Majority. If it's the majority, like if
Oh,
I'm a
majority.
minority, then I'm doing it. If I'm a majority,
So if
I'm
there's
not doing it.
like, but there's like,
Like 49%.
there's like a lot. Of
No, there's
people
no
in the world.
number set on it, but like if majority of the
Like in the
population
region,
that can do
you're
it.
the
Like,
If it's like a known language, you don't want to
if,
be part.
yeah, I don't give a fuck. Because then other people can do it for me. I don't care.
You could like low-key be a vet, but like not know anything about medical. Like you could just.
I wouldn't
like,
want to be a vet. I
Not
would
like a
just be-
vet, but like next to the vet, be like, yo, his stomach's hurting. Like
Bro,
that's what's hurting.
There's so much I can do in my
That's
life
why
where I
he's
could talk to
crying.
animals. And I would
Yeah.
enjoy talking to animals. I
Uh-huh.
like animals. I would just talk to an animal.
So I just learned from Google searches that a person who speaks 5 or more languages is a polyglot. And
Polyglot?
it only makes up 1% of the population.
5 or more.
5 or more. So if you knew
That's a lot
like
of languages.
right, so if you knew the world's languages, you'd be among the 1%. Just like what every fucking body wants to be. So like,
Great,
Yeah.
but I
does
can
that
talk to
change it?
animals. I can talk to different species, bro. Like
Did you
different
not-
species.
did you not
All you're doing is
just
talking
say
to other
everybody wants
humans.
to be
I'm
the
talking to
1%?
species.
You don't want to be the 1%?
No.
How
I don't
does talk other species help?
Next segment, guys.
Why am I continually being
Yeah, right? Like, let me talk to my sharks, please. Golly.
the
All right.
censorship party?
Next segment, we're gonna ask the questions on the cards, and we're gonna get into detail of everyone's answers. So the first question of the day, week, is what's a life lesson you learned the hard way? Who wants to go first?
I gotta think about that because to be
We're all
honest, you
panning.
asked me so many times what these questions were, and I never thought about them one time. So
Anybody have an answer?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah.
What's a life lesson you learned the hard way?
The
I
hard
think I
way.
could go with this. And I wouldn't
Okay.
say it was the hard way. I didn't really run into like crazy obstacles that prevented me from getting where I am today. I think failure though. Like I think honestly growing up here, everything just came so easily. Like, oh, I wanted to play varsity in like 9th grade. Woo, I was on varsity. Like, I wanted to be the president of this. Woo, I was like, I really could do anything. Oh, I wanted to get A's. I really sat in class. Like, it came
Yeah.
easy.
No,
Yeah.
not for me.
Yeah, no.
I think that also has to do with like the environment I was in.
Yeah.
My sister was like the salutatorian. Like, come on.
Right.
I had to live up to that,
Right.
right? But I think when I got to college, I wanted to be a tour guide, right? Knew I'd be great at it. Like I can walk backwards.
Like on campus?
Yeah, yeah.
That was her first.
walk
Her first strength on the resume. I can walk backwards.
I walk backwards.
Gotta
It was
charge
made for
But
me.
yeah, my school, like that was a big thing, and they had this intense process where you had to go through like these like multiple levels of interviews. And I was like, what? And they were like, bring something that defines you to this interview. And I
Wow.
was like, you want me to bring my speaker system? Like, you know, like I listen to music. Like, what is that? So then when I got that denial, I was a freshman, right? So that
Yeah.
was kind of like my first failure,
Yeah, like,
right?
really,
First
like,
time I
what
tried to
you
go for
wanted.
something that didn't work out for me. And I was just like, damn, that hurts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? And they're like, oh, but we'd love for you to apply again and blah, blah, blah. And I didn't apply because I was just like.
Did that make you feel like you can't, like you don't want to try anymore? Like the like that
And not in
feeling
everything,
really.
but at that, I was like, all right, no, it's not worth it.
Like a little salty.
that process. And that was also that freshman mentality coming in
Yeah.
from however many years of like,
Succeed.
oh, everything just worked out. It
Yeah.
all came easy. I didn't really ever have to try it, anything. So then going to that, and I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
You know? And there was that initial reaction.
For sure.
So I think like after that I grew and I looked back in that, and it's obviously a prominent memory in my mind, you know, but
I honestly, I think kind of my answer is very similar to that too, where it's just like in high school I just coasted and like I thought I was the shit, like I didn't give a fuck, like no one could touch me, I didn't care. And then once I got to college, it was more like I'm not shit. Like I'm really like not shit. Like what am I? Who am I? You know what I mean? Like nobody gives a fuck about me. It doesn't matter. Like I'm not shit. It doesn't matter. And like it kind of humbled me, where it's just like, what am like, you know what I mean? Like what's my not purpose in life, but like what am I doing? You know what I mean? Like where like in high school, you guys all knew me. Like I was didn't give a fuck. I was, sports.
Yeah, we know, Mike.
Oh, jeez.
She's hurt from something. She's hurt.
I'm hurt.
This is the podcast to come at Mike. All right, keep it coming. Golly. But I honestly, that was something that really kind of like humbled me. But I learned. I was just like, damn. And during it though, I'm just like, fuck. Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, why can't I like socialize the way I could? Like, why can't like what's going on in my life that is different? Like, why is? And then I realized like after the fact, it was just like, damn. Like, I'm not shit. Like, I didn't know that at the time, but like I'm just
you
like, damn.
You got thrown off your pedestal.
No, 100%. I was on a pedestal, and it was just like, damn. And then like another lesson I guess I learned in that was like I have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Oof.
Like I have to be. And I said that last week, but it's like so important. I feel like if you don't know how to be like feeling comfortable when you're uncomfortable, like understanding that when you're uncomfortable, it's okay. It's just gonna be better for your future self. Like it's true. That's how I see it. Where it's not
because there's no growth in your comfort.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you if you're just comfortable your whole life, amazing. But like life will throw uncomfortable situations your way. So you have to understand like how do I better myself from that. So like that was like a lesson that I learned because like I said, been there. I was very uncomfortable. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like I said, I didn't feel like I had no purpose, but at the same time, it was just like. I felt like fuck, like what's going on? Like I'm at a low, not a low, but I'm at a low, like the lowest I have been in my life. Because like high school, I was on the pedestal. I didn't give a fuck. But it's just like and now I realize like when I'm uncomfortable or if I'm in a weird situation or anything, like no matter what's going on in my life, if I'm uncomfortable, I see it as okay. In the future, I did that. I can get past that now. You know what I mean? Like things of that nature. So it's like just be comfortable with feeling uncomfortable. It's a lesson I learned as well. Yeah, Mike.
He's talking for himself.
I need that so much.
All right, who's next? Who's gonna answer? You got one yet?
Y'all really did that.
I don't know. Like
that was good.
I don't know. I'm trying to think.
Mandy, you got an
I
answer?
think it's all kind of similar. Like we all kind of grew up in this little bubble.
We really did.
No,
It's crazy.
really,
Like about
yeah,
this.
sure.
Yeah.
We talked about this with Matt, I think, and me just getting to Syracuse. It was Syracuse. It wasn't Plattsburgh. Plattsburgh, I was still playing ball, and I was doing. It was a small campus, and you got to know everybody within 15 seconds. I had no issues getting to know everybody, but there was just something there that was lacking that I didn't want. You know what I mean? So like, move on to Syracuse. There was something that was more exciting about being in a big place, a place where I've never experienced before, and that's why I went over there. And when I got there, I was like, I have no idea what it's like to experience something that I've never been a part of before. And
Fish in a big pond.
Then,
Truly.
like I didn't go and I didn't play basketball, and it just wasn't something that was fueling me anymore, and now it's like, okay, who am I? And how do you even find yourself? And where do you begin, And so just getting out of this box that we live in, or that I lived in, and figuring out who I am outside of people telling me like, oh, you should go play basketball, you should go do something with taking pictures, you should, all the things that they see on the outside.
I was a part of that. I kept saying, bro, play basketball.
I mean, yeah, and I mean it's understandable, so because that's like that's like right in front of us, you know what I mean? It's like, you're good at it, just do it. Why don't you
because I wasn't in your shoes. On the outside looking at it, I'm saying, bro, you're good at basketball.
But at the same time, like, it's like, you don't want to tell people, too, that have so much belief in you that, like, dude, this is just a hobby.
For sure.
Fuck off. Like, you know what I mean? But, I mean...
I feel like you let people down.
Yeah, and that's what, and that's a big thing, like, with people who, like, care so much about you and you think a lot of what you do and how it makes other people feel is such a big part of your life, and it's not. You know what I mean? Like, people who support you truly are gonna support you regardless
of your choice,
of what it is that you do. So, I mean, that obviously comes in time, but that is one of the lessons that I've learned in just going out and finding what it is that I wanted. So
I think that's interesting too, because one of the themes that kind of came up in what you just said was like comfortability, and that was something that when you were talking about earlier, I also noticed that theme kind of arise. So I just think it's interesting that like that is something that we all face. It's like, I feel comfortable in this situation, so should I evolve from this?
Right.
And so I think that's important to
Yeah,
identify.
Yeah, and sometimes people don't realize like what comfortability looks like.
Yeah.
You could be happy or okay in a situation, and that like the situation in and of itself isn't a bad thing, but like you and yourself are not growing or feeling any You know, like the bad times aren't necessarily horrible, and the good times aren't. Well, the good times are good times, but like, there is still something that you could be doing outside of what it is that, you know, complacency is something that's hard to identify, but
not everything is as it seems.
right.
You know, you could like win the Super Bowl and you're the most miserable person in the world and no one would ever know.
Yeah.
So like on the outside, what is comfortable to someone else? It might seem like they're comfortable, but in reality, on the inside, you don't hear what's in their head. You don't hear what they're saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
It really is something. So.
Stop talking about him. He's back. He's back.
Peter.
Peter's watching at home, so mad.
Yeah. I think switching gears for me, like obviously for everyone, 2020 was shit for, you know, the obvious reason. But like,
girl, you are a nurse in 2020. This is not
like,
regular 2020 experience. You are a
no, for real.
nurse
And
in
like,
2020.
and like for me, like I was like newer, so like if you would have told me like in nursing school, like if you would have shown me what I did in 2020, I would have been like, I can't do that. Like I absolutely cannot do that. There's no way that I can take care of people in the ICU and like know what I was doing 3 months off of orientation. Like how is that possible? But I think I realized like my own strength. Like even though like you might have in your head your own limits, like those limits aren't real. Because I seriously like, I don't know. I still to this day I don't know how I did what I did because like that shit was hard and like I just started like unpacking everything that like I went through. But like looking back at it now, like I'm so happy that I had those experiences and obviously I had it better than people that I was taking care of.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. I think looking back, like obviously that was hard, but I was very happy to go through that experience and I realized like how precious life is, like little moments, like being with people, like being people's like family members, like at like their darkest hour, like they were like talking about their life experiences and it wasn't like winning, it wasn't like they were talking about their life goals or like what they accomplished, like they were talking about like building a shed with their son or like little things, you know. So
Because at the end of the day, that's what matters. It's the little things. It really is.
It
Things that
really
make
is
you
what
happy.
matters.
Yeah.
Joy.
and like just time like with the people that like you love and
love.
care about, like
Support you.
this the thing that you guys are doing right now, like years and years from this, like when it's over, like you guys will look back and be like, wow, we really did this, like we created something and we like sat down and talked to people, we had a conversation that like sometimes isn't easy to have, but like this is something that you guys will like have and cherish forever, and it's like these things that like matter, like this is what really matters in life.
So.
I think it's because we also got that taken away from us. Like, think about last year. We would not have been able to do this.
For sure.
We'd be in our house in lockdown. You can't
Yeah.
see. So I think us all having gone through that, and I'll, like, connect to yours, that mine is, like, something could happen at the, like, blink of a moment. And it's, like, someone could be gone the next day. And, like, I never, obviously, you know, growing up, like, we all lost Alyssa, and then, you know, Danny, God bless, like, rest his soul. But, like, you're young and you don't really realize, and then like when my mom got sick, I was like, this could really
real.
happen. And I, like, you know, the word cancer, it's like it hurts my ears when you say it, but I never really like had an identity with it outside of Danny, that I was able to be like, that really happens. And until it's someone who happens so close to you that you're like, they could be gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
So like you said, like those hardships, like the darkest moments where you're like, wow, I could really lose this person, or I could lose this opportunity or this experience, like makes you worship that so much more.
Yeah.
Like I will never turn a coffee date down with my mom ever
Yeah,
again. Because like I
absolutely.
used to do that. Like I was too busy for life. I was too busy for friends and this and that. COVID showed us that shit could be gone in 2 seconds.
In a second. I had
It's
so
insane.
many people that like they weren't supposed to die. Like they weren't supposed to. They were young, and like I had this one guy and I'll never forget him. He was like so young and strong, and he like lived on a farm or whatever, and like he was like literally in awe. Like he was sitting there changing the oxygen and he's like, I don't know how I got here. And it's like just like that he was gone. But it's like things like that happen. It's just, you know, life is so valuable, and like I
It really
feel
is
like
crazy.
you
And
just,
honestly, like being right next to her the whole time, like through it, was just like it made me open my eyes a lot
Yeah.
more too. Cause like I'm secondhand to hearing like, yo, this, you know, it's just like, damn, like I have to really like enjoy and you know, whatever, like make sure everything is good, like little things like that. But she did such a great job of being positive throughout the whole thing. Cause like it could be very like just
You're a
hearing, I'm like,
therapist.
damn, bro.
I
You're a
remember
therapist.
when, like, I remember, like, this is your first fucking step into the workforce and just thinking like
Literally.
because like I just remember the fear that when I had, other people have and everything, and then like imagine being somebody who's literally like the soldier of the war of fucking COVID.
You're inside
This
the
is
illness.
and like I remember what it's like just being the first person in a workforce period, you know, but you are fighting a fucking war, a global
That shit was
pandemic,
crazy.
right? And like have to deal with all of these different things the first year on the job.
I know.
And like, first of all, like you'll be prepared for everything that comes along. Like
Word.
you
I'm
taking
ready.
nursing can go like crazy, but
Yeah.
like it's just I'm so glad that you're like you understand how good this experience was.
No,
like,
and I just learned so much about life in general, but
Yeah.
obviously like me as a nurse too, like it just like made me realize like there's only so much that you can prepare for, and you really just have to do well with what you're given.
adjusting
Like
is
that's
key.
that's it. You can't do anything beyond what you can do and what you've been
Yeah.
trained to
And
do. And
There's
like,
a lot that you can't control.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that is so scary to know
It
that
really
like
is.
tomorrow
It really
I
is such
can't
a scary
control
thought.
a lot of things. Like it could all just go in a heartbeat. And that's what COVID taught everyone. Like you as a nurse, right? Like you couldn't control someone passing tomorrow, no matter what you did, no matter what
Right.
medication you gave them, how long you stayed with them. If it's their time, it's their time.
That was hard, yeah.
And like for me as a teacher in COVID, it was hard for me. Like literally in a split second, I remember they brought us to the office and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna be out for like 4 weeks. Like we don't really know." Here we are, a year later,
Yeah.
and whatever. But like they were like, "All right, get all your stuff and get out. We can't be
crazy.
here." I brought my easel. Here I am shoving my easel in my trunk. Like I set up a whole classroom in my
crazy.
living room. I'm telling the parents like, listen, here's my phone number. FaceTime. Anytime your child wants to FaceTime me, let me. Because I had to be that for them,
Yeah.
and like that's what you had to be for people that are literally looking up to you. Like
Yeah.
you had to be that comfort. You know.
I think it's crazy too how people had to switch to remote, like have to do things from home, and it's just like I don't know how that adjustment was because I was not on the other end of that.
Yeah.
Like I would be like in my car going to work, and like I'd see like people's Snapchats before, like with their like setup at work, like on their coffee table, and I'm like.
She's like, there's nobody on the road.
There's nobody. There's nobody.
Yeah, no, it was nice not having everybody on the road.
You just had to. That's the thing about COVID. Like, you know, whatever. If you had your jobs, you lost it, whatever. But for people who have like careers, like human-based careers, we had to keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. Like
had to
it
figure
didn't
it out.
matter how many kids of mine were sick.
Right.
It didn't matter. I had to teach them.
Yeah.
At that time, I had to be on camera. I had to be perfect. I had to be the doll. And like you had to be the nurse. Show up every like no tears in your eyes. You
Yeah.
had to do that. So like I think there's such power in like the essentials to be like. It didn't matter what was going on in the world. Like you had to show up. You had to show up. It didn't matter.
But I
Crazy.
think that also showed, like I said, like how resilient we are, because it's like here we are now. Obviously, things are not like, completely 100% the same, but like we are all so much stronger in like little ways, you know.
Yes.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
can handle a lot more than we think.
Yes.
Being uncomfortable, being comfortable, being uncomfortable.
Dog, for sure.
True.
You
'Cause
know?
we're
They
definitely
don't call
all
it growing
uncomfortable.
pains for
Absolutely.
nothing.
We're-
Yeah.
For
Shout
real.
out to Sia.
It hurts when you grow. Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. It
No, it
hurts.
definitely does.
It hurts, but at the end of that shit, you're like, it's hot. It is.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Everybody
man.
answered? Everybody answered the question?
Yeah.
All right, so next card. Get one to more card.
Oh, shit.
Let's do it. If you can get one message across to everyone, what would it be?
Ooh, can I put like what we just talked about in layman's terms?
Go for it. What's that message?
Don't underestimate yourself. I think the start of your message, Alyssa, started with that. You were like, oh, I was at this point where I was like doubting myself and whatever. And then we get to the pandemic and it's like, oh my God, this is so scary. But we're so resilient. We have so much potential. Everybody, like literally everybody here has so much potential to keep going forward. And I think it's our potential goes further than what we realize we can accomplish. So I think just not underestimating yourself. When you see something, just go for it.
That's important.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
important.
piggyback off of Kat.
No, pick a new one. Come on, don't cop out.
Like, don't always
Piggyback.
believe what you see, bro. Sometimes you can't even see what it is that you want to achieve,
Yeah.
and you just gotta like visualize
it.
it for
Yeah.
yourself. You have to believe it. You have to put yourself into this to the space and time. So if you want to be a fucking astronaut, nigga, put yourself on the fucking moon. And don't ever lose sight of that vision and
Yeah.
keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Everything in life will come to you, and all of these challenges that you are faced with will make you greater for whatever moon mission that you want to take on. You know what I
You gotta
mean?
think it into existence.
Exactly. It is
Manifest it.
real if you think it is.
Yeah.
100%. You just have to believe it is.
like that.
And that's a big thing.
I like that.
And you told me that I shouldn't piggyback off a cat and get
Well, that
it.
was different. That was a different one. I thought you were gonna say the same exact message.
There's gonna be a fight.
Peter, come on. Peter, jeez.
Peter's a problem with everybody's
Fucking
anger right now.
problem. Golly.
My conversations
Every Peter's gonna be in my DMs.
Fucking shit.
I'm gonna have to apologize to Matt Peter.
Sorry, Peter. It wasn't you.
And Peter, don't get self-conscious.
If Peter comes to you at the gym, please let us know. Like, hey, I saw your
I always
podcast.
have you on a group chat like, come here right now. This is the one. This is the one.
Niggas is
You got a
gonna be like,
message?
You go first.
You got a
Me?
message?
Message, if I can get across one message. I feel like there's a lot of messages.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
But I feel
messages.
like something that I feel that people sometimes struggle with is letting their negative thoughts or like hatred towards somebody or a person like bring them down. And I don't know, I would say just let that go, like let that shit go, because I remember there's my religion professor in Mount St. Mary, shout out to Mount. She said like having hate or resentment towards somebody is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. And it's like I feel like so many people, and like anyway, like have some sort of negative thought towards somebody or hatred, even if it's like a little bit, it brings your vibe down, it brings your energy down, and like it's toxic. It's so toxic. And so many people, and I've seen it so many times, like if we're out and people are like, oh, like I don't like that person, or like they're like completely shut down and their energy just switches, and it's like, why?
Right.
Like let that shit go. It's so toxic, and it's just like, I don't know. I feel like
I agree.
No, I
just
100%.
yeah, just
like,
like
literally.
it's not doing you any good. Like feel the anger in the moment that you have towards that person or that something or whatever happened to you, and then let it go, because that's not doing anything for you.
Yeah.
So
If anybody has the ability to anger you, they have become your master.
They have control of you, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's some deep reflection you gotta do. Cause
For
why?
real.
Like, why
Yeah.
is this nigga?
Yeah.
Why this nigga getting you mad?
yeah.
Why you mad,
And
man?
it's
Why
like
you
obviously
mad?
people do you dirty, like it's just life, or like situations happen that
It's
are
more of
just
a
fucked
reflection
up.
on them, though.
Yeah, right. And it's
100%.
like you can't let that affect you, because you can't
Exactly.
control them, but you can
Take
control your
nothing
emotions
personally.
towards that
Take
situation.
Perfect example,
Nothing
not perfect, but
personally.
like a little example. Matt was talking about it too. We had Matt on, and we was one day we went to a bar or whatever, and we were dancing, having a good time, and this person came over to him, literally threw her drink at him. Like he didn't do anything wrong. Everybody knows Matt. Matt is the greatest guy in the world. Well, not he legitimately just looked at her and just kept dancing. It was just like. He didn't let that, like, obviously that's a lot of what you're talking about,
but it's
but to that extent, but like his night, and we even talked about it after, it was just like, bro, I'm not gonna let my night be ruined because of this person. Like, this
Yeah.
person, I don't know this person, I'm not gonna see this person again,
Waste
I
of
don't
time.
care,
Yeah.
like, what is it gonna do for me to push her, or talk to her, or say anything to her, be like, yo, what is that gonna do for me?
Yeah.
What does it do anything
make
for
you
me?
mad.
Yeah.
And it's, you know what I mean? It's just like that.
It's not worth it.
It literally
It's
is not worth it. Obviously, like I said, that's an example, like not what you were saying,
No,
but
but
to the same
it's still
extent.
it's still the same thing, because like in the moment you're pissed, you're like,
No, of
"Ah!"
course,
And
of
then
course.
you're just like you can act on it, or you can just literally just let it
Yeah,
go.
Here's
whatever.
the thing, yeah.
Let it be here.
You gotta
let
not
it
be
go,
impulsive.
and then think
Yeah,
rationally
yeah.
and see what you want to
Yeah,
do.
so
Like,
many
So
people have
hardcore.
impulse.
you know?
Let that. Okay, this is mine. You guys just hit me. I'm having a moment. Don't let your emotions control you, right? Like you have to just execute. That's what I've learned through bodybuilding, through life. Like it. At the end of the day, sometimes it doesn't really matter how you feel. Like life is gonna go on without you.
Yeah,
So as
yeah,
much
yeah.
as you want to be like all
100%.
sad and like sit in your room, like I'm, life sucks. Blah, blah, life's gonna continue to go on without
Yeah.
you. Like you have to be. And here's another thing, like, which is weird to say, but hear me out. You have to be selfish. Like
For sure.
you,
No,
for sure.
and I never
Oh,
in my
for
life
sure.
was like that. I would be like, here's the shirt off my back, here you go. If it makes you happy, if it makes you happy, until I drain myself of my own happiness.
You have to be
And I was
selfish. You
standing
have
there
to.
naked, like I got nothing.
Yeah.
I literally have nothing, and the world is gonna continue to go on without me, and I have nothing.
Yep.
So it's like the plane is crashing. You have to put the oxygen mask on yourself before you can
Before
save
you
anybody
put it
else.
on you.
So it's like,
Yup.
it's getting hot again with this.
No,
I
I
agree.
think
I definitely agree.
we all on the beginning of the show like said like a scale of how our you have to judge things on a scale 1 to 10. How much does that matter?
Yeah.
Yo, we all said above a 7, right? If it's below a 7, you just gotta be like, okay.
Yeah.
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 Like just get over it.
Sometimes you gotta embrace the suck.
No, you have to.
that's just
No,
life.
because it's
And let
teaching
it
you
happen.
something.
Yeah.
It is teaching you something.
And
There's
that's
a
going
reason
back
why
to
this
your
shit
point.
is hard.
Yeah,
There's a
you gotta
reason.
be comfortable with being
Figure it out.
uncomfortable.
Because you are in life will throw you uncomfortable. So
Yeah.
no matter what you are doing, you will feel uncomfortable at some
Yeah.
point. It's
Yeah.
how you react to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, you can be the most perfect LeBron James. He has uncomfortable moments. You know what I mean? Like Tom Brady. People have uncomfortable moments. No matter who you are,
Champions
you're
don't
gonna
act on it though. That's the
Word.
thing.
That's true.
Exactly. It's how
If
you
you're a
react
pure
to it.
champ, you
Okay.
don't act on that emotion. You know, I be crying, but I'm still gonna keep going.
Absolutely.
She said, "I'm a champion." Just wait on it.
For real.
You see her champion,
everybody's
Peter?
a champ.
You see that?
You see that, Peter?
All right, my answer.
Peter's getting ripped.
I'm gonna switch the vibe up a little bit, but it does get deep. So I'm gonna say the quote first. The quote is a little funny.
You look this up right
I
now.
already
No,
know.
no,
I already know
no,
what
no,
he's
no. This
gonna
is
say.
my quote, and I
already know what
truly
he's gonna
live by it. It is a Marshawn Lynch quote, and he says, "I'm gonna get got, but I'm gonna get mine more than I get got though." And it means I'm gonna take some L's, but I'm gonna take more W's than I'm gonna take L's. And you have to live by that, because if you're taking L's, it's like, oh fuck, I took the L. No one likes to take L's, but when you take the L, you be like, I'm bouncing back.
Yeah.
And to me, you have to live by that, because like when I take an L, I'm just like, I'll come back from
love
that.
it.
It's all right. I'm gonna take more W's than I take L's, so this L don't mean shit. So I'm gonna get got, but I'm gonna get mine more than I get got. Though.
That's
Marshawn
fine.
More than I get got though.
That's facts.
That goes back to believing too. You gotta believe that you're gonna get that win after
Right.
the loss.
Yeah.
And sometimes
100%.
for people, they can't do that.
Yeah.
They
They
can't
look
see it. They
past
take
that.
that defeat and
Exactly.
they're done.
They take
That's
the
when
L and
they
they're
stop.
like, fuck, I
Yeah.
can't do anything from this L. I can't.
Right.
But you
'Cause the
know, I'm
emotion
gonna get
got to them.
W's from this
So
L.
are you
This L,
taking the L?
or you gonna get more
Dun, dun,
W's. You gotta get more W's than L's. That's
Gotta
it.
get more W.
All right. Well, this has been a great podcast. Let's
Look, I knew
conclude.
it was gonna be. Like, we were
Yeah.
Nah,
excited
facts.
as fuck earlier.
Nah, I know.
Oh,
Big
you was
time.
excited.
No, it's great. Yeah, no, he said.
Yo, I can't tell you. I called Mike every single time. I was like, yo, you got a man on the top. You got a man.
I know. I was like, yo, I haven't seen Amanda literally since high school,
Yeah.
and things have changed. So I was like, this is the
Crazy.
perfect
Yeah.
spot to be like, yo,
Yeah.
But
what
we're all
happened? And
still the same.
nah, facts.
At
Yeah.
heart. Isn't
At
that
heart,
crazy?
yeah.
Your heart never changes.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Your heart never changed.
Do you see it?
It's a little crooked though. Last time,
I'm
but-
still learning.
Word. All right, so we're gonna conclude. The way we conclude is we all say our goals for the week. So by next Sunday, what is something that you want to accomplish? So last Sunday, what was yours?
I don't know, bro. I'm still trying to get a fucking bartending job. Niggas is
Oh, that
out here
worked.
playing, but John is gonna teach me on Tuesday, which is also my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Which by the time that this episode comes out, it won't be my birthday anymore. But it's
So you
still my
should have
birthday.
wished her a happy birthday, Peter.
Yeah, fucking.
Fucking Peter, dog. Golly.
But yeah. So you know what? The goal right now is securing bartending.
Okay.
Yeah.
You think you can
It's
do that by
okay to
next week?
continue a goal.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll figure it out, man.
Alright.
I just manifest. The universe does the rest.
Okay.
And you know, I make calls and stuff, but
The first line was smoother. It rhymes.
I'll just cut it.
Cut it.
Good thing I can edit.
All right. Well, next Sunday, hopefully you have this job.
Word.
Manifesting it.
Manifesting
Manifesting.
job opportunities for everybody.
Absolutely.
I've been trying to read more before I go to bed.
Oh,
I know it's
I
super
love that.
simple, but I
No,
just
it's good.
think
No,
that
that's
it's
good.
a good thing. So
How often do you read?
Never.
Really?
Yeah.
Never. Oh my god. High school, college. I didn't open a textbook for shit. I didn't read anything. Like, so now I read a
Shout
lot
out to
for
my
my job.
Just read all
like,
my books for
but
me in
that's the
school.
news. So now I'm trying to read more, just like books
Yeah.
for myself.
Yeah.
Well, do it. Do it. You're gonna get it done.
Get it.
Good shit. What about you, Amanda?
Be present. That's my goal.
Oh,
Yeah, be
that's a
present.
great goal.
Sometimes when I have so much going on, right, like, and you have goals that you have, and sometimes you get lost in the phone, you get lost in like connecting online, and then my goal is to be present, especially with Thanksgiving coming up. I'm gonna be sitting down with family face to face. Like, I don't want to see my phone when I'm with my students. I want to just see them. I don't want
That's
to think
fire.
about anything else but being present, because sometimes I feel like we all lose that.
That's a good one.
Snaps of the episode.
The
Fuck
snaps.
Peter. Snaps.
My thumbs is
We were just talking about how letting someone else bother you. We've been saying fuck Peter the whole episode. Contradicting ourselves, OD. But you know what? It's still fuck
Fuck that
Peter.
nigga Peter.
Yeah,
Because
no.
we talking all this shit and it don't let us bother us. Okay?
I'm still big Peter.
All right. So we got some healing to do.
Nah, Peter's our motivation.
Mind your business.
I think my goal will be carving time out for myself every day this week. Just like, even if it's like 5 minutes, 10 minutes,
And
something.
do what?
I don't know, something for myself, whether it's actually going to the gym, that'd be nice every once in a while. Amanda, don't look at me. Hey, I try my best.
Got it.
Right?
Or even just like, I don't know, self-care shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like reading a book, journaling.
Yo, Amanda, just don't be at the same gym because Alyssa might walk out.
Yeah.
I got no trainer anymore.
Let me know what gym see you. That's just like,
I'm gonna cancel my membership.
thank you. That's all I want.
That's all I needed to
Fuck,
hear.
go lift a tree. My nigga, goddamn. You've got mad resources out here using gyms.
Mine's a little more, I guess you can say, not as deep, but it's our anniversary this week, so I just want to have a good day. Now.
Oh, is it?
I want to have
Is
a
it?
nice day.
Is it really your anniversary this week?
Simone's a little salty.
Yeah, I am.
After her
Because these
birthday.
bitches decide to get together the day after my birthday. Like, it's cute.
Nah, this is cute because it goes your birthday,
No.
their anniversary,
No,
and then Thanksgiving.
no, it's not when they
Thanksgiving.
Look at someone
don't
trying to
have
get
a
a first
plan.
date on us.
How many years?
6
6
years.
years.
Gross.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Yes.
Not us.
I didn't know I could do that. How did you not kill him? Wow.
It's hard.
Not because it's just you, but like
It's just me.
in general. Like you. Wow.
Yeah, 6 years.
6 years. Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully I'm trying to have a good day. I think we will. I got some shit planned up. I got work in the morning, but
You got
we're gonna
planned.
take the L's. We're gonna take a lot of W's out.
You got planned.
Yeah, we're gonna get a massage. We're gonna-
Get all loose and
Yeah,
stuff.
you know. I don't know,
In
somewhere
Jersey.
Yeah.
Hot.
So that's word. That's the goal. That's the goal.
Nice.
I hope it's gonna get achieved. I would say, but you know,
No,
Yeah.
no. Hope is a gift.
no, I
from
said we'll
others.
get achieved.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
It will.
Have a special day. Cheers
We
to
will. We're
that.
gonna have a cheers.
Yeah.
I'll cheers my water. Cheers my water.
Freaking week.